guys! Okay, short video today. Actually, this is one of my videos, so it's probably gonna be a long video. Anyway, I finally got my new wallet case. Look how cool this looks. That's probably something else you don't care about. Maybe this is why my videos are long. Future Sarah, who's editing this, edit out all the parts where I'm just rambling because I do that a lot. Anyway, yeah, let's just get right into it. Here's the latest news that's been happening in the past couple days. So again, this video is mainly going to be just about Louis, which I'm sure you guys really appreciate. So I know my videos are supposed to inform you guys about news and I'm supposed to know it all, but I actually have a question. This is something I don't know. So apparently Louis has a new YouTube channel, like a Louis Tomlinson Vivo for all his music, but nothing is on it. It's a completely new channel and that's why there's not a lot of subscribers. But when I typed in Louis Tomlinson Vivo, it came up to this YouTube page that just says Directioners and it has 246,000 subscribers. And then when I typed in Louis Tomlinson Vivo again, there's another account which looks more legit and it actually says Louis Tomlinson Vivo and it has 12,000 subscribers. I don't know which account is the real Louis Tomlinson Vivo. I would like to think it's the one with more subscribers, but the one with less subscribers looks more legit. So because I'm me, I subscribe to both, just in case. So tell me down below if Louis Tomlinson actually has a legit YouTube channel that I can subscribe to. I think this is another example of how bad Louis' promo team is. But anyway, speaking of Louis' music, it's actually a fact that Back to You is explicit. If you guys go to Back to You on iTunes, you can see the explicit near the song. And a lot of people are thinking since it's explicit, it means that Louis says the F word. But that's not necessarily true. In songs that are explicit, he could say shit and it could be explicit. So I don't know what swear word he's gonna say in the song that actually makes it explicit, but can't wait. But guys, is Louis Tomlinson the first one from One Direction to actually make an explicit song? Oh wait, Zayn's songs were explicit, never mind. But other than Zayn, because he left One Direction, okay? I think Louis Tomlinson is the first one out of the 024 to do an explicit song. Correct me if I'm wrong, write it down in the comments. But Niall has already said that he listened to the song and he really made it sound like it's good. And I'd like to think that I can trust Niall. Also, speaking of Louis, he's been posting a lot on his social media recently, which I am not complaining about. So if we go to his Instagram, he posted this picture of him and Freddie, and the caption is just a smiley face. Okay, I feel like I'm a little different than the other Larry shippers because I actually find this to be a cute picture because it's Freddie. I have nothing against Freddie. I think I've already said that in my other videos. Just because I ship Larry doesn't mean I have anything against Freddie. But even though I think this is a cute picture, I really have to say it. Louis is starting promo season, and he hasn't posted a picture of him and Freddie in a long ass time. So, is this coincidence or did I call it? So no, I'm not complaining about the picture. I love Freddie, but I'm just saying the timing is everything. And then after that, Louis posted another picture on Instagram. And can we just talk about this picture real quick? Actually, it might not be quick because I'm just feeling a lot right now. Louis Tomlinson has to be one of the cutest people out there. Like, I can't even put into words, like, I don't even know if this makes sense, but I just love Louis so much. It's just something about Louis and his little face and his little nose and his little car. Just everything is so small and he's so soft. And even to make Louis look more soft, I edited the picture. I already posted it on my Instagram and my Twitter. I'd like to think I did a pretty good job. It took a while, but I made Louis glow. I gave him some contour and highlight. I even got rid of his facial hair. I have nothing against Louis' facial hair. I just wanted to see what he'd look like without it. Because, you know, it's been a while. They actually say that facial hair adds 10 years to your life anyway. So I actually made Louis look like 2011 Louis. So a lot of people who looked at this picture thought it was cute, but others thought that Louis still didn't look happy, like he kind of looked sad. But you can tell a lot about someone's emotion by their eyes. People say the eyes are the window to the soul. I don't even know. I mean, to be honest, when I look at the picture, I think Louis looks pretty neutral. I mean, Louis never really smiles in Instagram pictures anyway. And that is actually the only complaint that I have about Louis' pictures. He never smiles, and I just want him to smile in an Instagram picture. I don't know, maybe Louis thinks he doesn't have a good smile. Maybe he thinks that's kind of cheesy. I know there's a lot of people who don't like to smile in Instagram pictures. But you know what? If we're gonna look on the bright side, Louis looks good either way. Like, even when he's not smiling, like, I'm still loving it. And then going to Louis' Twitter, he recently wrote something really exciting yesterday. So this probably means that Louis' album is not entirely done yet because he's still in the writing process. Unless he's doing something else, I have no idea. He's not really giving a lot of info. This is really vague. He's being a tease. But this is more of a reason why I'm fangirling, and I can't wait. I wonder what this something is. And a lot of people were being funny. Underneath Louis' tweet, they wrote Larry fanfic. Imagine your favorite Wattpad author or AO3 author, and it was actually Louis Tomlinson. Plot twist. Okay, now this is something I really wanted to talk about. I actually just saw these pictures this morning. So this is brand new information. So we got pictures of Louis walking out of a club, I'd assume, and I'm pretty sure Ollie was there with him. And a lot of people are looking at these pictures and they say Louis does not look happy, and people were really sad when looking at the pictures. Louis goes clubbing a lot, he gets high a lot, he gets drunk, and we've seen pictures of this before. There's been so many occasions where Louis is walking out of a club, he was dancing, he was high or drunk, whatever, and he looks like that. So a lot of people are saying that he's sad, but in my opinion, I think that when you're just really high, you look like that, and I've never been high, never been drunk, so I wouldn't personally know, but from what I know of like other people, I think that might be the look. So who knows, like I don't know if Louis is actually sad, he could be, maybe that's why he goes partying all the time and gets high. But from looking at the pictures, I don't think that's Louis being sad. I think that's just him looking stoned. But I mean, I will admit, we all want to see smiley Louis. We don't really like seeing pictures of Louis looking stoned, his eyes all red, and him looking just like blown out. I don't know. I wish we didn't get these pictures either. I want more pictures of Louis looking healthy and happy. And I would really like to think that Louis is smart enough not to do anything stupid. But regardless of the pictures, I just really hope Louis is doing okay. And if he needs help, I hope he's getting it. Because if he is feeling depressed, he shouldn't go out partying and getting high to numb his feelings, because that does nothing. That only masks the emotion. It does not get rid of it. Okay, so in my last video, I already discussed how Niall was praising Louis, and he said a lot of good things about him, but there were a couple things that I did not put in the video because I didn't see them before. And I wanted to read these posts from Liam and Niall because I think they're just really positive, and it's something people should be saying about Louis every day. So Liam says, I have been Louis' #2 guy for years, and we make a great team. We're like one of those classic famous teams. He's like Mozart, and I'm like Mozart's friend. No, I'm like Butch Cassidy, and Louis is like Mozart. You try and hurt Mozart, you're gonna get a bullet in the head, courtesy of Butch Cassidy. What the fuck? Liam Payne is just another sort. I love how Liam's just out there calling Louis Mozart. But can we also mention how Liam says that he is Louis' #2 guy? Listen, Liam said it that way on purpose. There was a reason he said it that way. So who's Louis' #1 guy? I think we already know the answer. And Liam Payne is respecting that. And then we had Niall talking about Louis' Observer magazine. So Niall says, well, he knows that we don't think that he's just the guy at the back, obviously. I thought it was very strong of him to say stuff like that in an interview. It's a hard thing to do to just, throw yourself in front of a journalist and go to town on yourself. So it's very, self-deprecating, but there was no need for it. There was no need for him to be like that. He's one of my best friends and was very, very, very extremely valuable member of the band, and we probably would have lost the plot on a few occasions if it wasn't for him. Yes, thank you again, Niall Horan, for proving that Louis does have a place in the band and that he's just as important and he's loved as well. I really wish that Louis believed these things about himself, but you know what? Since he doesn't, I'm just glad that someone like Niall is saying it out loud, and I think Louis just has to give himself more credit. And if you want to hear me talk more about Louis' Observer magazine, check out my other video. Girl, I had a lot to say about that. And then lastly, regarding Niall, he recently tweeted, some old interviews of ours popped up on my feed today. My days, the things we used to do when people thought we were serious. And then a person commented on this, and what they said was exactly what I was thinking. Niall says, I miss the boys. He searches interviews for hours, goes to the hospital because he can't breathe because Louis is making him laugh so much, comes out alive. Niall says, psh, these random ass videos popped up in my feed. What even is One Direction? We were crazy. Anyways, I'm a totally normal guy. Did y'all see Louis' eyes at 1:34 seconds of that one interview? That was exactly what I was thinking when I read Niall's tweet. Niall makes it so casual, like, oh, these videos just popped up in my feed, these old One Direction videos, oh my god. But no, we all know that Niall misses One Direction. He probably searched those videos himself. Niall, we see you. Again, the boys have already said that they stalk our profiles. They probably go on YouTube, search One Direction crack videos or whatever. The boys know this shit exists. To be honest, that kind of scares me, but I'm living for it at the same time, so I'm kind of conflicted. I mean, if any of the boys have ever been to my profile, I'm sorry. So, yeah, that's all the news for today. Hopefully I didn't rant too long. And sorry I didn't talk a lot about the Louis and Freddie picture. I just kind of feel like I'm over the whole Babygate thing. Freddie's cute. It's also promo season, so the whole picture makes sense. I don't really know what's the truth anymore. I'd like to think it's all fake, but, like, I don't actually know that. So that's why whenever I see Louis and Freddie pics now, I'm just like, okay, and then I just keep scrolling. So I don't know, tell me your opinion about all this below. Like always, I make a video whenever I want, so like and subscribe. All my social media is down in the description, and I will see you guys later. Bye.
Thank you so much for watching this video. What should they do, Harry?
They should subscribe to this channel.
There you go. Thanks so much. We'll see you soon.